Picture yourself a year from now. You're facing a complex problem at work, a personal dilemma, or a major life decision. But instead of feeling overwhelmed, you approach it with calm confidence. Your mind is clear, your emotions are balanced, and you see pathways and solutions others miss. This isn't a fantasy, it's the potential result of applying the Stoic techniques we're about to explore. In the next few minutes, you'll discover 10 powerful practices that have been enhancing human intelligence for over 2 millennia. Are you ready to unlock your cognitive potential and become the smartest version of yourself? 1. The discipline of assent. Mastering your perceptions. Epictetus, the former slave-turned-philosopher, famously said, "It's not things that upset us, but our judgments about things." This simple yet revolutionary idea forms the cornerstone of the discipline of assent. It's the recognition that our perceptions and judgments about events, not the events themselves, determine our emotional responses and, ultimately, our actions. But how does this increase our intelligence? The answer lies in the power of metacognition, the ability to think about our own thinking. By practicing the discipline of assent, we develop a heightened awareness of our thought processes. We learn to pause in the crucial moment between an event and our reaction to it, examining our initial impressions and deciding whether to give them our assent, our agreement or approval. This practice sharpens our critical thinking skills. It trains us to question our assumptions, to look beyond our immediate emotional reactions, and to consider alternative perspectives. In a world where knee-jerk reactions and emotional reasoning often dominate, the ability to step back and analyze our own thoughts is a mark of true intelligence. Consider how this might play out in daily life. Imagine you're giving a presentation at work, and you notice a colleague in the audience rolling their eyes. Your initial impression might be, "They think I'm incompetent." The discipline of assent teaches us to pause here. Is this impression true? Are there other possible explanations? Perhaps they're tired, distracted, or dealing with personal issues unrelated to your presentation. By withholding our assent from this initial negative impression, we prevent a cascade of negative emotions and self-doubt that could undermine our performance. Instead, we maintain our composure and focus, demonstrating emotional intelligence and mental resilience. Marcus Aurelius, in his Meditations, repeatedly reminds himself to examine his impressions carefully. He writes, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." This is the essence of the discipline of assent, recognizing our power to shape our perceptions and, by extension, our reality. Practicing this discipline cultivates a form of cognitive flexibility that is increasingly valuable in our complex, rapidly changing world. It allows us to adapt quickly to new information, to remain open-minded in the face of challenges, and to avoid the pitfalls of rigid thinking. Moreover, by consistently applying this technique, we begin to rewire our neural pathways. We create new habits of thought that lead to more balanced, rational responses to life's ups and downs. This neuroplasticity, the brain's ability to form new connections, is a key aspect of increasing our intelligence. The discipline of assent also dovetails beautifully with modern mindfulness practices. Both emphasize the importance of present-moment awareness and non-judgmental observation of our thoughts. By combining these approaches, we can develop a level of mental clarity and emotional regulation that sets us apart in both personal and professional spheres. The discipline of assent is not just about controlling our reactions. It's about fundamentally altering how we perceive and interact with the world. It's a powerful tool for increasing our intelligence, one that ripples out to affect every aspect of our lives. 2. Negative visualization. Harnessing the power of perspective. Our journey into Stoic wisdom continues with a practice that might, at first glance, seem counterintuitive: negative visualization. This technique, known in Latin as premeditatio malorum, or premeditation of evils, is a powerful tool for enhancing our cognitive abilities and emotional resilience. The concept is simple yet profound. Regularly take time to imagine losing the things you value most. Your job, your home, your health, even your loved ones. Contemplate what life would be like without them. This isn't an exercise in pessimism or morbid fantasy. Rather, it's a method of training our minds to appreciate what we have, prepare for potential challenges, and maintain perspective in the face of adversity. Seneca, one of the most eloquent Stoic writers, advised, "We should every night call ourselves to an account. What infirmity have I mastered today? What passions opposed? What temptation resisted? What virtue acquired?" By extending this self-examination to include potential future hardships, we engage in a form of mental preparation that increases our psychological resilience. But how does this increase our intelligence? The answer lies in the cognitive processes involved in this practice. Negative visualization requires us to engage in complex mental simulations. We must imagine detailed scenarios, consider potential consequences, and think through our responses. This exercise in cognitive flexibility and creative problem-solving enhances our ability to think critically and strategically. Moreover, by regularly contemplating loss, we train our minds to maintain emotional equilibrium in the face of change. This emotional intelligence, the ability to recognize and manage our own emotions and those of others, is increasingly recognized as a crucial component of overall intelligence. Consider how this might play out in a professional context. By visualizing the loss of your job, you might be motivated to continually update your skills, maintain a strong professional network, and live below your means. These actions, born from negative visualization, increase your adaptability and resilience, key traits in our rapidly changing job market. On a personal level, imagining the loss of a loved one can deepen our appreciation for the time we have with them. It can motivate us to resolve conflicts, express our feelings more openly, and prioritize meaningful experiences over material pursuits. This shift in focus often leads to richer, more fulfilling relationships and a greater sense of overall life satisfaction. The Roman Emperor Marcus Aurelius, in his personal writings, frequently engaged in this practice. He reminded himself, "You could leave life right now. Let that determine what you do and say and think." This contemplation of his own mortality didn't lead to despair, but to a deeper engagement with life and a clearer sense of purpose. It's important to note that negative visualization isn't about dwelling on worst-case scenarios or cultivating anxiety. Instead, it's a controlled exercise in perspective-taking. By briefly imagining loss, we return to our current reality with renewed appreciation and a clearer sense of what truly matters. This practice also hones our ability to regulate our emotions. By voluntarily exposing ourselves to the idea of loss in a controlled setting, we build psychological antibodies against future setbacks. We learn to view challenges not as insurmountable obstacles, but as opportunities for growth and learning. Negative visualization can spark creativity and innovation. By imagining the loss of current resources or methods, we might discover new approaches or solutions we hadn't previously considered. This ability to think outside the box and adapt to changing circumstances is a hallmark of high intelligence. As we incorporate negative visualization into our daily lives, we cultivate a mindset of gratitude, resilience, and strategic thinking. We become more adaptable, more appreciative, and more prepared for life's inevitable challenges. This Stoic technique doesn't just increase our intelligence, it fundamentally alters how we perceive and interact with the world around us. 3. The dichotomy of control, focusing your mental energy. Epictetus, in his Enchiridion, succinctly states, "Some things are in our control and others not. Things in our control are opinion, pursuit, desire, aversion, and, in a word, whatever are our own actions. Things not in our control are body, property, reputation, command, and, in one word, whatever are not our own actions." At first glance, this might seem like a simple categorization exercise. But as we begin to apply this principle to our lives, we uncover its profound impact on our mental processes and overall intelligence. By focusing our energy and attention on what we can control, primarily our thoughts, judgments, and actions, we optimize our cognitive resources. We stop wasting mental energy on fruitless worry about things beyond our influence, freeing up our minds to engage more deeply with the aspects of our lives where we can make a difference. This laser-like focus on what's within our control enhances our problem-solving abilities. Instead of feeling overwhelmed by circumstances, we learn to identify the specific areas where our actions can have an impact. This targeted approach leads to more effective solutions and a greater sense of personal efficacy. Consider how this might apply in a professional setting. Rather than worrying about office politics or the economy, factors largely outside our control, we focus on delivering excellent work, improving our skills, and maintaining positive relationships with colleagues. This shift in focus not only reduces stress but also increases our productivity and the quality of our output. The dichotomy of control also cultivates emotional intelligence. By recognizing that we can't control others' actions or opinions, we learn to respond rather than react to external events. This emotional regulation is a key component of intelligence, allowing us to maintain clear thinking even in challenging situations. Marcus Aurelius reflects on this in his Meditations, writing, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." This realization is empowering. It shifts our locus of control internally, fostering a sense of autonomy and self-reliance that is crucial for personal growth and intellectual development. Moreover, the dichotomy of control enhances our decision-making abilities. By clearly delineating what's within our power, we can make more informed choices about where to invest our time and energy. This strategic thinking is a hallmark of high intelligence, allowing us to maximize our impact and achieve our goals more efficiently. This principle also fosters adaptability, a key trait in our rapidly changing world. By focusing on our responses rather than external circumstances, we develop the flexibility to thrive in various situations. This cognitive agility is increasingly recognized as a crucial aspect of intelligence in the 21st century. The dichotomy of control can also lead to increased creativity. When we stop fixating on factors beyond our control, we open up mental space for innovative thinking. We might discover new approaches or solutions that we overlooked when our minds were clouded by worry about uncontrollable elements. As we practice this principle, we begin to notice a shift in our perception of challenges. What once seemed like insurmountable obstacles become opportunities for growth and self-improvement. This reframing is a powerful cognitive tool, allowing us to approach problems with a more constructive mindset. It's important to note that the dichotomy of control isn't about passivity or resignation. Rather, it's about strategic engagement with the world. We act decisively on what we can influence while maintaining equanimity in the face of what we cannot change. By incorporating the dichotomy of control into our daily lives, we cultivate a form of meta-intelligence, the ability to wisely direct our cognitive resources. We become more focused, more resilient, and more effective in our pursuits. This Stoic principle doesn't just increase our intelligence. It fundamentally alters how we engage with the world, leading to a more purposeful and fulfilling life. 4. Voluntary discomfort, strengthening your mental resilience. The concept is straightforward. Regularly and intentionally expose yourself to mild discomfort or inconvenience. This could involve taking cold showers, fasting for a day, sleeping on the floor, or deliberately underdressing for cold weather. The key is that these discomforts are chosen voluntarily, not imposed by external circumstances. Seneca, one of the most prominent Stoic philosophers, advocated for this practice. He wrote, "Set aside a certain number of days, during which you shall be content with the scantiest and cheapest fare, with coarse and rough dress, saying to yourself the while, 'Is this the condition that I feared?'" But how does subjecting ourselves to discomfort increase our intelligence? The answer lies in the cognitive and emotional growth that results from this practice. Firstly, voluntary discomfort builds mental toughness. By willingly embracing challenging situations, we train our minds to remain calm and focused under pressure. This ability to maintain clear thinking in difficult circumstances is a hallmark of high emotional intelligence and cognitive resilience. Moreover, this practice enhances our problem-solving skills. When we step out of our comfort zone, we're forced to adapt and find creative solutions. This cognitive flexibility is a key component of intelligence, allowing us to navigate complex situations more effectively. Voluntary discomfort also serves as a powerful antidote to hedonic adaptation, our tendency to quickly return to a relatively stable level of happiness despite major positive or negative events. By periodically depriving ourselves of comforts, we reset our baseline for satisfaction, leading to greater appreciation and contentment in our daily lives. This shift in perspective can profoundly impact our overall well-being and cognitive functioning. The practice also cultivates self-discipline, a trait closely linked to intelligence and success. By choosing to endure discomfort, we strengthen our willpower and improve our ability to delay gratification. This self-control is crucial for achieving long-term goals and resisting impulsive behaviors that can derail our progress. Voluntary discomfort can lead to increased self-awareness. As we push ourselves beyond our usual limits, we gain insights into our strengths, weaknesses, and habitual thought patterns. This metacognition, thinking about our own thinking, is a sophisticated cognitive skill that underlies many aspects of intelligence. Consider how this might play out in daily life. By occasionally fasting, we might discover that hunger doesn't debilitate us as much as we feared. This realization can reduce anxiety about food scarcity and free up mental energy for more productive pursuits. Similarly, taking cold showers might reveal that we're more capable of enduring physical discomfort than we thought, boosting our confidence in facing other challenges. Marcus Aurelius, in his Meditations, frequently reminded himself of the importance of enduring hardship. He wrote, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." This perspective transforms obstacles into opportunities for growth and learning. It's important to note that the goal of voluntary discomfort isn't masochism or unnecessary suffering. Rather, it's about building resilience and expanding our capacity to handle life's inevitable challenges. By voluntarily embracing small discomforts, we prepare ourselves to face larger obstacles with grace and equanimity. This practice also fosters a growth mindset, the belief that our abilities can be developed through dedication and hard work. By repeatedly pushing past our perceived limits, we internalize the idea that we're capable of continuous improvement and adaptation. This mindset is strongly correlated with higher levels of achievement and cognitive development. Moreover, voluntary discomfort can lead to increased empathy and social intelligence. By experiencing hardship, even in a controlled setting, we develop a deeper understanding of those who face similar challenges involuntarily. This enhanced empathy can improve our relationships and social interactions, key components of emotional intelligence. The practice of voluntary discomfort also serves as a powerful reminder of our own resilience and adaptability. In a world that often prioritizes comfort and convenience, intentionally embracing discomfort reminds us of our capacity to endure and overcome. This self-knowledge can be a wellspring of confidence and mental strength in times of genuine hardship. This Stoic technique can enhance our decision-making abilities. By regularly stepping outside our comfort zone, we become more comfortable with uncertainty and ambiguity. This tolerance for discomfort can lead to more rational, less emotionally driven choices in both personal and professional spheres. It's worth noting that the benefits of voluntary discomfort extend beyond the psychological realm. Research has shown that practices like intermittent fasting and cold exposure can have positive effects on physical health, including improved metabolism and increased longevity. These physical benefits can, in turn, support cognitive function and mental clarity. As we incorporate voluntary discomfort into our lives, we begin to view challenges not as threats, but as opportunities for growth. This shift in perspective is transformative, allowing us to approach life with greater courage and optimism. We become more willing to take calculated risks and step into the unknown, essential qualities for personal and intellectual growth. 5. The view from above, expanding your cognitive perspective. The practice involves mentally zooming out from your current situation, visualizing yourself from increasingly distant perspectives, your city, your country, the planet, and eventually, the vastness of the cosmos. From this vantage point, we're invited to consider the scale of our concerns in relation to the enormity of the universe. Marcus Aurelius, in his Meditations, frequently engaged in this practice. He wrote, "You can rid yourself of many useless things among those that disturb you, for they lie entirely in your imagination, and you will then gain for yourself ample space by comprehending the whole universe in your mind, and by contemplating the eternity of time, and observing the rapid change of every part of everything. How short is the time from birth to dissolution, and the illimitable time before birth as well as the equally boundless time after dissolution. But how does this cosmic perspective increase our intelligence? The answer lies in the cognitive expansion and emotional regulation that result from this practice. Firstly, the view from above enhances our ability to think abstractly and conceptually. By mentally navigating different scales of existence, we exercise our capacity for spatial reasoning and conceptual thinking, key components of fluid intelligence. This mental flexibility can translate into improved problem-solving skills in various domains. Moreover, this practice cultivates cognitive empathy and perspective-taking abilities. As we zoom out from our immediate concerns, we're better able to consider multiple viewpoints and understand the broader context of our situations. This expanded awareness is a hallmark of high emotional and social intelligence. The view from above also serves as a powerful tool for emotional regulation. By seeing our problems from a cosmic perspective, we often find that our worries and anxieties diminish in significance. This doesn't trivialize our concerns, but rather helps us maintain a balanced emotional state, crucial for clear thinking and decision-making. This Stoic technique enhances our capacity for systems thinking, the ability to understand how various parts interact within a larger whole. By mentally zooming in and out, we practice seeing interconnections and relationships that might not be apparent from a single, fixed perspective. This skill is increasingly valuable in our complex, interconnected world. Consider how this might apply in daily life. When faced with a challenging work situation, taking the view from above might help us see beyond immediate office politics to understand broader industry trends or global economic factors at play. This expanded perspective can lead to more strategic, long-term thinking. The practice also fosters intellectual humility, a recognition of the limits of our knowledge and the vastness of what remains unknown. This humility is paradoxically a key trait of highly intelligent individuals, as it drives continued learning and openness to new ideas. Moreover, the view from above can spark curiosity and wonder about the world around us. As we contemplate the vastness of the cosmos, we might be inspired to learn more about astronomy, physics, or philosophy. This intellectual curiosity is a powerful driver of lifelong learning and cognitive growth. The technique also serves as an antidote to cognitive biases like the availability heuristic, where we overemphasize information that's immediately available to us. By regularly zooming out to a broader perspective, we can counteract these biases and make more balanced, rational judgments. It's worth noting that the view from above doesn't encourage detachment or apathy. Rather, it aims to foster a sense of connection to the larger world and our place within it. This cosmic perspective can actually deepen our engagement with life, as we recognize the preciousness of our brief existence in the grand scheme of things. As we incorporate this practice into our lives, we may find that it influences not just our thinking, but our actions as well. We might become more inclined to consider the long-term consequences of our choices, or to engage with issues that extend beyond our immediate personal concerns. The view from above is a powerful tool for expanding our cognitive horizons and cultivating a more nuanced, multifaceted intelligence. It challenges us to think bigger, to see further, and to understand our place in the vast tapestry of existence. In doing so, it not only increases our intelligence but enriches our experience of life itself. 6. Journaling, cultivating self-reflection and metacognition. The Stoics were ardent practitioners of journaling. Marcus Aurelius' Meditations, one of the most celebrated works of Stoic philosophy, was originally a personal journal never intended for publication. Seneca wrote extensive letters that served as a form of self-reflection and philosophical exploration. But how does the act of journaling increase our intelligence? The answer lies in the cognitive processes it engages and the habits of mind it cultivates. Firstly, journaling is an exercise in metacognition, thinking about our own thinking. As we write, we externalize our thoughts, allowing us to examine them more objectively. This process of self-reflection enhances our self-awareness and emotional intelligence, key components of overall cognitive ability. Moreover, the act of writing requires us to organize our thoughts coherently. This process of structuring and articulating ideas improves our analytical thinking skills. As we journal regularly, we become more adept at breaking down complex ideas, seeing connections between concepts, and expressing ourselves clearly, all hallmarks of high intelligence. Journaling also serves as a powerful tool for problem-solving. By writing about challenges we face, we often gain new insights or perspectives. The act of describing a problem in writing can help us see it more clearly and generate potential solutions. This written brainstorming engages our creative thinking abilities, another crucial aspect of intelligence. Furthermore, regular journaling can enhance our memory and learning. The act of writing helps consolidate information in our minds, making it easier to recall later. By reviewing our journal entries, we can track our progress over time, reinforcing learning and promoting continuous growth. Consider how this might play out in daily life. By journaling about a difficult work situation, we might uncover patterns in our reactions or behaviors that we hadn't noticed before. This increased self-awareness can lead to more effective strategies for managing similar situations in the future. Epictetus advised his students to keep a record of their thoughts and actions, writing, "Every day and night keep thoughts like these at hand. Write them, read them aloud, talk to yourself and others about them." This practice of regularly revisiting and reinforcing Stoic principles through writing helps internalize them, making them more accessible in moments of stress or decision-making. Journaling also serves as a valuable tool for emotional regulation. By writing about our feelings and experiences, we can process emotions more effectively, reducing stress and improving our overall mental health. This emotional balance is crucial for maintaining clear thinking and making rational decisions. Moreover, the practice of journaling can foster intellectual curiosity. As we reflect on our experiences and ideas, we often generate questions that lead to further exploration and learning. This habit of inquiry is a key driver of intellectual growth and cognitive development. It's worth noting that journaling need not be limited to personal reflections. Many great thinkers have used their journals to explore ideas, work through complex problems, or develop creative projects. This intellectual journaling can be a powerful tool for deepening our understanding of various subjects and generating new insights. The act of journaling also improves our linguistic intelligence. As we write regularly, we naturally expand our vocabulary, refine our ability to construct arguments, and develop a more nuanced understanding of language. This verbal acuity is a key component of overall intelligence and can enhance our communication skills in all areas of life. Furthermore, journaling can serve as a form of cognitive behavioral therapy. By writing about our thoughts and challenging negative or irrational beliefs, we can reshape our thinking patterns over time. This self-directed cognitive restructuring can lead to more balanced, rational thinking, a hallmark of high emotional intelligence. 7. The practice of premeditatio malorum, cognitive preparation for adversity. We encounter a practice that might seem paradoxical at first glance, yet holds immense power for enhancing our cognitive resilience and problem-solving abilities. This is the practice of premeditatio malorum, or the premeditation of evils. Seneca, in his letters, advises, "What is quite unlooked for is more crushing in its effect, and unexpectedness adds to the weight of a disaster." This is a reason for ensuring that nothing ever takes us by surprise. We should project our thoughts ahead of us at every turn and have in mind every possible eventuality instead of only the usual course of events. But how does contemplating potential misfortunes increase our intelligence? The answer lies in the cognitive processes it engages and the mental preparation it provides. Firstly, premeditatio malorum enhances our problem-solving skills. By imagining potential challenges, we're prompted to think through possible solutions or coping strategies in advance. This mental rehearsal improves our ability to respond effectively when real challenges arise, a key aspect of practical intelligence. Moreover, this practice cultivates cognitive flexibility. As we consider various potential scenarios, we exercise our ability to think adaptively and creatively. This mental agility is a crucial component of intelligence, allowing us to navigate complex and unpredictable situations more effectively. The practice also serves as a powerful tool for emotional regulation. By mentally preparing for difficulties, we reduce the shock and stress when challenges do occur. This emotional resilience allows us to maintain clearer thinking in the face of adversity, a hallmark of high emotional intelligence. Consider how this might apply in a professional context. By imagining potential pitfalls in a project, we might identify risks we hadn't previously considered. This foresight allows us to develop contingency plans, improving our overall strategic thinking and decision-making abilities. Marcus Aurelius frequently engaged in this practice, writing in his Meditations, "Begin each day by telling yourself, 'Today I shall be meeting with interference, ingratitude, insolence, disloyalty, ill will, and selfishness.'" This mental preparation didn't make him pessimistic. Rather, it allowed him to approach each day with equanimity and readiness. Premeditatio malorum can enhance our metacognitive abilities, our capacity to think about our own thinking processes. As we imagine potential challenges, we become more aware of our typical thought patterns and emotional reactions. This self-awareness is a sophisticated cognitive skill that underpins many aspects of intelligence. The practice also serves as an antidote to cognitive biases like the optimism bias, where we tend to overestimate the likelihood of positive outcomes. By deliberately considering potential negative scenarios, we can achieve a more balanced, realistic perspective. This cognitive realism is crucial for effective decision-making and risk assessment. Moreover, regularly engaging in premeditatio malorum can improve our ability to delay gratification, a trait strongly correlated with intelligence and life success. By focusing on potential future challenges, we train ourselves to think long-term rather than seeking immediate comfort or pleasure. The practice can also enhance our empathy and social intelligence. By imagining various challenging scenarios, we may develop a deeper understanding of the difficulties others face. This increased empathy can improve our interpersonal relationships and our ability to work effectively in team settings. premeditatio malorum can serve as a powerful motivator for personal growth and skill development. By identifying potential future challenges, we may be inspired to acquire new knowledge or skills to better prepare ourselves. This proactive approach to learning is a key driver of cognitive development and increased intelligence. As we incorporate this practice into our lives, we may find that it influences not just our thinking, but our actions as well. We might become more proactive in addressing potential issues, more prepared in our approach to tasks, and more resilient in the face of setbacks. In essence, premeditatio malorum is a form of mental training that enhances our cognitive abilities across multiple dimensions. It prepares us to face life's challenges with greater equanimity, clarity, and effectiveness. By regularly engaging in this practice, we not only increase our intelligence but also cultivate a more resilient, adaptable, and balanced approach to life. 8. The discipline of action, aligning thought with deed. Epictetus, in his Discourses, states, "Don't explain your philosophy. Embody it." This succinct advice encapsulates the essence of the discipline of action, the idea that true understanding and wisdom are demonstrated through our deeds, not just our words. But how does this principle increase our intelligence? The answer lies in the cognitive processes it engages and the practical wisdom it cultivates. Firstly, the discipline of action enhances our ability to apply knowledge in real-world situations. This practical application of knowledge is a key component of intelligence, often referred to as street smarts or practical intelligence. By consistently aligning our actions with our understanding, we develop a deeper, more nuanced grasp of concepts and principles. Moreover, this practice cultivates cognitive consistency, the ability to maintain coherent thought patterns and behaviors across various situations. This consistency is a hallmark of high emotional intelligence and mental stability, allowing us to navigate complex social and professional environments more effectively. The discipline of action also serves as a powerful tool for self-reflection and metacognition. As we strive to align our actions with our beliefs, we're forced to examine our thoughts and motivations more closely. This increased self-awareness can lead to more intentional decision-making and behavior, key aspects of intelligent action. Consider how this might play out in daily life. If we value environmental sustainability, the discipline of action would prompt us to not just talk about eco-friendly practices, but to actively implement them in our lives. This process of translating values into actions engages our problem-solving skills and creativity, as we figure out practical ways to live our principles. Marcus Aurelius, in his Meditations, frequently reminds himself of the importance of action. He writes, "Waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be. Be one." This emphasis on action over mere contemplation is a call to engage with the world actively and intelligently. The discipline of action enhances our ability to learn from experience. By consistently putting our ideas into practice, we create opportunities for feedback and adjustment. This iterative process of action, observation, and refinement is a powerful driver of cognitive growth and increased intelligence. The practice also serves as an antidote to cognitive dissonance, the mental discomfort that occurs when our actions don't align with our beliefs. By striving for consistency between thought and deed, we reduce this internal conflict, leading to clearer thinking and improved mental well-being. Moreover, regularly engaging in the discipline of action can improve our ability to delay gratification and resist impulsive behaviors. By consistently choosing actions that align with our long-term goals and values, we strengthen our willpower and self-control, traits strongly correlated with intelligence and life success. It's important to note that the discipline of action isn't about perfectionism or rigid adherence to rules. Rather, it's about striving for authenticity and integrity in our actions. This nuanced approach requires us to think critically about how to apply our principles in complex, real-world situations. The practice can also enhance our social intelligence. As we align our actions with our values, we become more consistent and reliable in our interactions with others. This consistency builds trust and improves our ability to navigate social relationships effectively. Furthermore, the discipline of action can serve as a powerful motivator for continuous learning and self-improvement. As we attempt to put our knowledge into practice, we often uncover gaps in our understanding or areas where we need to develop new skills. This recognition drives us to seek out new knowledge and experiences, fueling ongoing cognitive growth. As we incorporate this practice into our lives, we may find that it influences not just our actions, but our thinking as well. We might become more deliberate in our decision-making, more aware of the consequences of our choices, and more intentional in how we engage with the world around us. In essence, the discipline of action is a form of embodied cognition, the idea that our physical actions and experiences play a crucial role in shaping our mental processes. By consistently aligning our actions with our thoughts and values, we not only increase our intelligence but also cultivate a more integrated, authentic way of being in the world. 9. The practice of amor fati, embracing reality to enhance cognitive flexibility. Nietzsche, deeply influenced by Stoic philosophy, described amor fati as follows: "My formula for greatness in a human being is amor fati, that one wants nothing to be different, not forward, not backward, not in all eternity. Not merely bear what is necessary, still less conceal it. All idealism is mendacity in the face of what is necessary, but love it." But how does this attitude of embracing reality, even its hardships, increase our intelligence? The answer lies in the cognitive flexibility and emotional resilience it fosters. Firstly, amor fati enhances our ability to adapt to changing circumstances. By cultivating an attitude of acceptance and even love towards whatever occurs, we become more mentally agile. This cognitive flexibility is a key component of intelligence, allowing us to navigate complex and unpredictable situations more effectively. Moreover, this practice cultivates emotional intelligence. By learning to embrace rather than resist challenging situations, we develop greater emotional regulation and resilience. This ability to maintain emotional equilibrium in the face of adversity is crucial for clear thinking and decision-making. The practice of amor fati also serves as a powerful tool for reframing negative experiences. Instead of viewing obstacles as burdens, we're challenged to see them as opportunities for growth and learning. This shift in perspective engages our creative problem-solving skills, a key aspect of cognitive ability. Consider how this might apply in a professional context. If a project fails, instead of dwelling on the disappointment, amor fati would prompt us to fully accept the situation and look for the lessons and opportunities it presents. This approach not only reduces stress but also enhances our ability to learn from experience and improve future performance. Epictetus advised, "Don't seek for everything to happen as you wish it would, but rather wish that everything happens as it actually will, then your life will flow well." This attitude of aligning our desires with reality, rather than fighting against it, can lead to greater mental clarity and focus. Amor fati can enhance our metacognitive abilities, our capacity to reflect on our own thought processes. As we practice embracing reality, we become more aware of our habitual reactions to events. This self-awareness is a sophisticated cognitive skill that underpins many aspects of intelligence. The practice also serves as an antidote to cognitive biases like the negativity bias, where we tend to focus more on negative experiences than positive ones. By consciously choosing to embrace all experiences equally, we can achieve a more balanced, realistic perspective. This cognitive realism is crucial for effective decision-making and problem-solving. Moreover, regularly engaging in amor fati can improve our ability to maintain focus and productivity in the face of distractions or setbacks. By fully accepting our current circumstances, we're better able to engage with the task at hand rather than wasting mental energy wishing things were different. It's important to note that amor fati isn't about passive resignation or giving up on goals. Rather, it's about fully engaging with reality as it is, which paradoxically can make us more effective in shaping our circumstances. By accepting what we can't change, we free up mental resources to focus on what we can influence. The practice can also enhance our empathy and social intelligence. By learning to embrace our own challenges, we may develop a deeper understanding and acceptance of others' struggles. This increased empathy can improve our interpersonal relationships and our ability to work effectively in team settings. Amor fati can serve as a powerful catalyst for personal growth. By fully embracing all experiences, even difficult ones, we open ourselves up to a wider range of learning opportunities. This openness to experience is strongly correlated with cognitive development and increased intelligence. As we incorporate this practice into our lives, we may find that it influences not just our thinking, but our overall approach to life. We might become more resilient in the face of setbacks, more appreciative of our experiences, and more effective in navigating life's complexities. In essence, amor fati is a cognitive strategy that enhances our mental flexibility, emotional resilience, and overall intelligence. By learning to embrace reality in its entirety, we not only increase our capacity to think clearly and creatively but also cultivate a more engaged, meaningful, and effective way of living. 10. The practice of memento mori, sharpening focus and prioritization. This Stoic maxim isn't meant to induce fear or morbidity, but rather to instill a sense of urgency and focus in our lives. By keeping our mortality in mind, we're challenged to prioritize what truly matters and make the most of our limited time. Marcus Aurelius wrote in his Meditations, "You could leave life right now. Let that determine what you do and say and think." But how does this awareness of our finite existence increase our intelligence? The answer lies in the cognitive processes it engages and the mental clarity it fosters. Firstly, memento mori enhances our ability to prioritize effectively. By reminding us of life's brevity, it compels us to focus on what's truly important, both in the short and long term. This skill of discerning what matters most is a key component of practical intelligence, allowing us to allocate our time and resources more wisely. Moreover, this practice cultivates cognitive clarity. By stripping away the trivial concerns that often cloud our judgment, memento mori helps us see our goals and values more clearly. This mental clarity is crucial for effective decision-making and problem-solving. The practice also serves as a powerful motivator for learning and personal growth. Knowing that our time is limited can spur us to acquire new knowledge and skills with greater urgency and dedication. This drive for continuous improvement is a key factor in increasing intelligence over time. Consider how this might apply in a professional context. Memento mori might prompt us to focus on projects that truly align with our long-term goals, rather than getting bogged down in busy work. It might inspire us to have that difficult but important conversation we've been putting off, or to finally pursue that ambitious idea we've been hesitating to explore. Seneca advised, "Let us prepare our minds as if we'd come to the very end of life. Let us postpone nothing. Let us balance life's books each day." The one who puts the finishing touches on their life each day is never short of time. This attitude of living each day as if it were our last doesn't lead to recklessness, but to a more intentional, purposeful way of living and thinking. Furthermore, memento mori can enhance our emotional intelligence. By reminding us of life's transience, it can help us put our problems into perspective, reducing stress and anxiety. This emotional regulation allows for clearer thinking and more rational decision-making. The practice also serves as an antidote to procrastination, a common obstacle to cognitive performance. By instilling a sense of urgency, memento mori can motivate us to act on our plans and ideas more promptly, rather than delaying important tasks. Regularly contemplating our mortality can improve our ability to deal with change and uncertainty. By acknowledging the ultimate change that awaits us all, we can become more adaptable in the face of life's smaller changes and challenges. This cognitive flexibility is a key aspect of intelligence. It's important to note that memento mori isn't about living in fear or constant awareness of death. Rather, it's about using the knowledge of our mortality as a tool for living more fully and thoughtfully. It's a call to engage more deeply with life, not to withdraw from it. The practice can also enhance our creativity and problem-solving skills. By reminding us that our time is limited, it can spur us to think more innovatively and take calculated risks that we might otherwise avoid. This willingness to step out of our comfort zone is crucial for cognitive growth and increased intelligence. Furthermore, memento mori can serve as a powerful tool for developing long-term thinking. By considering the finite nature of our existence, we're prompted to think beyond immediate gratification and consider the longer-term consequences of our actions and decisions. This capacity for strategic thinking is a hallmark of high intelligence. As we incorporate this practice into our lives, we may find that it influences not just our thinking, but our overall approach to life. We might become more focused on our key priorities, more appreciative of our experiences, and more intentional in how we spend our time and energy. In essence, memento mori is a cognitive strategy that enhances our mental clarity, motivation, and overall intelligence. By keeping our mortality in mind, we not only sharpen our focus and decision-making skills, but also cultivate a more meaningful, purposeful, and impactful way of living. These 10 Stoic techniques offer a comprehensive approach to increasing our intelligence. From expanding our perspective with a view from above to sharpening our focus with memento mori, these practices engage various aspects of our cognitive abilities. They challenge us to think more deeply, act more intentionally, and live more fully. By incorporating these Stoic principles into our lives, we can cultivate not just greater intelligence, but a more resilient, purposeful, and fulfilling existence. Remember, true intelligence isn't just about accumulating knowledge, but about applying wisdom to live a life of virtue and meaning. In the words of Epictetus, don't just say you have read books. Show that through them you have learned to think better, to be a more discriminating and reflective person. Let these Stoic practices be your guide on the path to greater wisdom and intelligence. Now that you've discovered these powerful Stoic techniques, it's time to put them into action. I challenge you to choose one principle and apply it rigorously for the next week. Will you practice the discipline of assent and question your judgments? Or perhaps you'll embrace a more fatty and turn obstacles into opportunities. The choice is yours, but the imperative is clear. Act now. Don't let this be just another video you watch and forget. Transform your mind, enhance your intelligence, and reshape your life. Share your chosen technique in the comments below and commit to your growth publicly. Your future self will thank you. Are you ready to think like a Stoic?